Walked up in the building, liking what I see. A lot of fine women, man, winking back at me. Just met this little cutie, representing Philly. Before the party's over, we getting kinda naughty. Show love to my dog, show love to my crew. And if I buy you a drink, you know I rocks with you. Hey yo, that's my DJ, rocking it up on the stage. Hand me the mic, dog, this is what I'll say. Turn the lights out, turn the music up. If you're in a party, man, get your hands up. Turn the lights out, turn the music up. If you came to party, baby, get your hands up. Turn the lights out, turn the music up. If you came to party, player, get your hands up. Turn the lights out, turn the music up. If you came to party, girl, get your hands up. DJ, hit the lights, lights, hit the lights, lights, get the lights, lights, turn the lights, get the lights, man, we about to hit the lights, lights, hit the lights, lights, get the
WUDG, Underground Columbus, home of the unsigned artists. I'm Zayne Richard Simpson.
And I'm Carlee J.
And you guys are listening to the Zayne and Carlee Project. It is January 21st, 2021. We're going to start out with our sponsors, ZRS Productions.
And my company, Kutcht. It's not just a brand, it is a lifestyle.
Make sure you guys check those both out on Instagram, Facebook, and our websites. Also, we are sponsored by Anchor.fm or the Anchor app. Make sure you guys check it out. If you guys are interested in starting your own radio show or podcast, it's one of the best places to do it. It's easy. It's free. You can do it straight from your phone. You can edit it, cut it, record it, and everything. And you can make money with no minimum listenership. So make sure you guys check that out. So tonight we have a special guest calling in, Danielle Vasinova. She's an actress and a model. We're going to let her introduce herself and talk a little bit about who she is and how she got her start and everything, and then she's got a story to tell you guys. So, Danielle?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good. Hi. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being a guest. We appreciate it. Where are you calling from right now?
I'm calling from L.A.
Oh, you're in L.A. now. Okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weren't you just out of town, right? You're somewhere else?
I was just in Tulum, Mexico.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Oh, that's exciting.
I was down there working and playing.
Awesome. That sounds like a good time.
Most of LA has moved to Tulum.
Oh yeah. Everything's still shut down out there in LA?
Oh my God, big time. Big time. It's crazy, yeah. How about you guys?
Well, Ohio it depends. Where we are right now in Columbus, it's pretty shut down here, but where we live in Cincinnati, it's not. It's actually a lot more open there.
Yeah, we're like in Cincinnati, It's a tri-state area, so you can drive to Indiana, and things are kind of like a little bit more open there. They're open until 3 a.m. in Indiana, 20 minutes down the road.
What?
In Cincinnati, everything closes at 9. So 20 minutes down the road, might as well.
Oh, yeah, 20 minutes down the road, you can live a more normal life. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, cool, definitely.
Good.
So, Danielle, I will first I'll have you introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit, who you are and what you do.
So my name is Danielle Vasinova. I'm an actress and a model, and I do voiceover work and print and editorial as well. I'm from the East Coast and have been living in LA for probably pretty close to a decade. My grandmother, she was an actress and a singer and a dancer in Prague, Czech Republic. So I'm Czech and Cherokee. That's my heritage.
Oh, nice.
That's
And
awesome.
she was an actress and a singer and a dancer in Prague, and my grandfather was from Bratislava, and they, communism was run rampant, and they ended up getting bounced around to a bunch of DP camps. They both escaped in the middle of the night with just one suitcase.
Wow.
And they got bounced around to a bunch of DP camps, which are displaced persons camps, and they ended up meeting at this one in Germany. And my grandmother formed a trio there, and people would throw up like food or shoes or clothes or what have you. And my grandfather saw her, and he fell in love with her. And so they had my uncle in Germany, and then they got a sponsor to come to the United States. And so she went from acting, singing, dancing, her work in the arts to scrubbing toilets in New York City because she spoke no English and needed some sort of way to make money. You know, so I think that everybody else in my family is pretty much aviation, but I think that I kind of got a little piece of my grandmother.
Wow.
And that's why I had the itch to do what I do.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
how long have you been acting and modeling?
I mean, I started off in print editorial when I was little. I was like 13 years old. I reluctantly became a cheerleader by my one friend's suggestion to do it. Didn't want to do it. She's like, just try out. I did. And long story short, I ended up making the squad, and we did some work for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. So we did a cheer performance at a local mall. And this woman from a modeling agency in New York City scouted me and asked if I wanted to come down for a meeting. They wanted to sign me. And so I started doing print editorial when I was like 13. But I never grew super tall. So I never went and did runway. But that kind of started my love for it and my way into commercials, and then from there into film and television.
That's awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just kind of happened. I've ridden horses since I was a little kid, and they were going to groom me to be a jockey and wanted to kind of make me like the Danica Patrick of horse racing.
Oh,
But
wow.
I went to the barn. And I talked to the trainers, and it's a crazy world. And it's not, they always say it's not if you get hurt, if you're going to get hurt, it's when.
Oh, man, I can only imagine.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you always have to make weight because you have to be 106 stripped so that you're a $120 with the tack. And yeah, it's an intense world.
I bet.
I had no idea.
So yep. So I
That's
still ride, but I never went the jockey route. I stayed, doing film and television work instead. I thought it might have been a little bit of a safer bet.
No, yeah, I mean.
Safer in some ways, not in others, right?
Right, but I mean, with you having all the experience, I'm sure it's definitely played an aid in your roles that you've, been casted for. What?
For sure.
That's awesome. What has been like your favorite thing that you've done, whether it is specific to modeling or, like a role that you've played?
I mean, in the modeling world, every day is different. Every shoot is different. There's always a different inspiration, so that's kind of cool. But as far as in film and television, I'm kind of in the Comic-Con world, and so I had this one project that stemmed out of a Image comic called 13 Chambers, and then my character got her own spin-off. And so she's kind of like a sharpshooting Annie Oakley type of character. Rode horses, I had to learn how to spin guns and lasso and do all sorts of cool stuff. And so that was a pretty cool project because I did the voice work there was an app that you download on the phone. So I did all the voice work for that. And then I did all the live action, like the actual series for Fox. And that was a pretty cool project to be a part of.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
And they did, and they did like figurines. I had to go, they sent me to this place in the valley. It was like deep in Van Nuys. And they told me that they needed a full body scan because they were going to make this action figure out of my character. And so I show up, and it is total Shady McShade.
Yeah.
I walk in, and the place is actually cool. When you walk in, you see, on the left, you see like Bruce Willis's face and Halle Berry and Angelina Jolie and all of these people who have been there for these body scans. But then I was supposed to meet this guy called Dick. So Dick comes out, and I have to go get this body scan in the back. And all you wear are nude, like a nude G-string. And they have to do this scan like up and down of your body and then a separate one for your head. So it was slightly awkward.
That's an experience.
We got it done.
That's funny.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, that is
it is
super
cool.
cool that you're literally a video game. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
All part of the process, baby.
Yeah.
So I know you have a story to tell, so I kind of want to get into that because I know it's kind of lengthy, and I want you to be able to tell your story. So now that everyone knows kind of who you are and what you do and a little bit about you and where you're from and stuff. One of the main points of the whole segment we're doing and getting all these different people on here, and whether it's an actress, a model, a business owner, or what it may be, we're kind of trying to see how everybody was affected differently, especially with the pandemic we just went through. And I know everybody, there's positives and negatives to everything, and the way that people were affected, and so I want to ask you how first were you affected, professionally and personally, and how were you affected positively and negatively?
In regards to COVID?
Yes, and COVID-19, sorry.
So it's a pretty crazy story. I flatlined. Like, I died for 3 minutes back on December 12th of last year. Not, well, it would have been 2019. So I was literally one of the earliest cases before they even knew about what was going on.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So what happened was I was in LA, and I had gone rock climbing. Like, I went to this rock climbing place, and I thought that I had never been rock climbing before, and I didn't feel good after I left. I felt like I might have pulled a rib on the left side. Like, on my left side, it was really hard to breathe. And I thought maybe I'd been running and gunning kind of nonstop, so I thought that I was just run down. Maybe coming down with a little cold or a flu or something, just not feeling out of sorts. So I go to urgent care in downtown, and they tell me that I have strep, and they gave me a Z-Pack, and they sent me home. So I was like, okay, no problem, whatever. I'm going to go start taking this medication. I should be fine. I had a premiere to go the next night. I did the carpet, and another girlfriend of mine, Layla, was there. I told her, I said, Layla, I don't feel good. I said, let's go down, come downstairs to the bathroom with me. And all I wanted to do was, like, lay on the bathroom floor. And she's like, we got to get you out of here. You can't be laying on this floor. The director, the producers, the cast, everybody's starting to come in. Like, we got to go. So left there. She got me an Uber home. The next day I had to go to Vegas to shoot a commercial for MGM. Woke up in the morning. I felt horrible. I felt like I couldn't even walk. So a good friend of mine flew in from Vegas to LA and drove my car back because I needed my car. I vomited the entire way back. We were stuck in a lot of traffic. It took almost 5 hours to get back. Vomiting the entire way. Came back. They put me on an IV drip just to replenish the fluids. Cut to about 2 o'clock in the morning that night. My brother was there with me, and I said to him, I feel like I'm going to die. Like, I think I need to go to the hospital. And he's like, okay, put your shoes on, put your jacket on. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, we need to go. So he takes me over to the closest hospital, drops me off. They check me in. He had to go move the car. By the time he came back, he said it was like a scene out of a horror movie. Like, there was one light illuminated at the end of the hallway, and, like, everyone was running down there. And he got down to the end of the hall and saw all of these people around me, and he saw the line, boop, 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 and he saw it flatline. And then this girl, I guess her name was Ruby, she jumped on top of me and started pumping away, trying to get me back. They finally, after almost 3 minutes, got a heartbeat back.
Wow.
Transfer me from St. Rose to San Martin. I was there for just over 3 weeks. They had to induce coma, put me on a ventilator, put lung tubes in.
Wow.
Cut a pericardial window, and drain whatever was going on in there. And my mom flew in from New York. Couldn't tell her that I was going to make it. I gave her no hope. They didn't know. The doctors were completely baffled.
Wow.
Oh,
and luckily, after I had they cut the pericardial window and I had that operation, slowly they were able to take me off the ventilator. And I started to take a turn for the better, and I was discharged on New Year's, not this past year, but the year before. And so, like, I had 2 films that I was supposed to be doing, before that, and everything just was put on hold. And then I came out of there, and then people started to talk about COVID and how it became a thing, right? And so this whole last year has been crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
But it definitely put everything in perspective. you know? And life is so precious. And I mean, I'm young and healthy. This was something that was a complete anomaly that you would have never thought would have happened to somebody like me, but it did. And so it's like, you just have to realize like what's important in life, and the friends and the family and the people around you who you love, because it can go at any second.
Man, that's like, I had chills the entire time that you were talking. Yeah, I'm so happy that, you were able to kind of get through that. I can't even literally imagine, how your family and, everyone around you felt, during that. Oh man. You're definitely strong for like getting...
It was so scary. I mean, maybe it might have even been scarier for them than it was for me, right? Because I was the one in it, and they had to go through that roller coaster of emotions. Just seeing that,
yeah,
and it's scary. It's scary. It's super scary. But I think I have a greater appreciation for everything on the other side, and certainly every single day that I'm here.
Yeah. Do you feel like kind of I know this is kind of going a little bit deep, but I'm curious to know, did you, kind of get like a different opinion about afterlife after this experience?
I didn't have an NDE, but that's what near-death experience.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think they told me that it can come to you later. Like all of a sudden you can get a flash of something.
Yeah.
I know certain people have, they see certain things, or they levitate above themselves, like peering down. I don't remember any of that. But I also went through so much right after, right? It wasn't like that happened to me and then boom, I was back to life. Like basically, from there I was in another hospital on the ventilator, being induced with coma and all the things.
Oh my gosh.
So for me, mine could have gotten lost in translation if there was something there, or maybe it'll come back at a later time. I don't know.
Oh, that's crazy. That's so crazy.
I don't know, it's crazy.
Did they know that it was like COVID then, or was that like, something later on you guys all were like, oh, that's what it was? Or
it was something. Yeah, it was like something later on that we're like, oh my God, because at the time everything was so new.
Yeah.
And mine was 12/12/2019.
Oh, that's...
And they started discovering the first cases were coming out in November, but they didn't even realize till later, like or earlier on the next year, that that's what was going on.
Yeah, it's crazy. We had just had our daughter on the 5th, just a few days before that. So, wow, that's...
You had your daughter on the what?
The 5th of December of 19.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just like, that's crazy. Just, the world is just crazy. I know.
Yeah. The world is crazy, 100%. Yeah. Have you guys gotten it, or did you have any experiences with it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we actually had COVID back, what was that?
It was Thanksgiving time.
Yeah, it was actually Thanksgiving. We were actually at dinner. I actually went to the gym that morning, and that night we had to get ready to go to Thanksgiving dinner, and I was perfectly fine in the morning. I was good enough to work out. And when the night came, I thought that I was just sore or something. Like I was just sick, or not sick. I was just sore. Like, I went really hard in the gym, and I had gone really hard the day before, so I was like achy. And you know how when you work out, sometimes you
like
have
me
that
with
achy.
the rock climbing thing,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, you just kind of get that feeling and kind of achy and stuff. And I'm like, well, I mean, that just happens when you work out day after day. And then I started kind of getting the chills, and like we're sitting at dinner, and I'm like, I don't eat I eat pretty healthy. So Thanksgiving, I ate pretty unhealthily because you're eating all this stuff that you normally don't eat when you're on a strict diet, and
all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. So, I eat a whole bunch of food, and I'm like, man, I ate too much, and I feel like crap. And I was like, man, maybe I feel like crap because I ate all this food. So I was like really tired, felt really crappy, and I started getting a fever. Like I started feeling like, I kind of feel like I have a fever, and was really achy and had the chills. And we left and went home. We had Thanksgiving with my son's mother, and there was just a few of us, and we went over there, and like I said, after dinner, I was like, man, I got to go home. So we get home, and I literally hit the couch. I woke up at 3 a.m. with 102.7 or 8 fever, and
Wow.
my fever was really high. But I ended up taking acetaminophen pretty much constantly every 6 hours for like 5 days. I broke my fever, and once I broke it, I never got it back. But we lost our smell and our taste. Felt very achy, very weird. I don't know. It was a pretty weird experience. It wasn't as intense for us as it was for you or for a lot of people. But I definitely had, the achy feeling and kind of felt like the flu, but more intense. Very weak, very tired, out of breath a lot.
Yep.
So, I mean,
I definitely think we got kind of like the second strand, because when it first, kind of aired, this losing your sense of smell and taste wasn't necessarily the first sign or like a big sign of it. But then when it kind of died off and came back, I think that was like the main symptom. Like now people know, oh, okay, yeah, I have COVID if you lose your sense of smell.
It was really crazy when Carlee lost her smell, because she was hysterical. Like, she was laughing.
I was laughing
and she was like,
because
babe, I can't smell anything. And she thought it was crazy. And she was laughing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you laughing like that? And then
I was laugh crying because
Yeah,
I
she
was
was, like, laugh
I was
crying.
like scared, but like it was like I don't know. I was like I was I was kind of freaking out, but like laughing. I was like and
yeah. She was
I do that. Like, if like I hurt myself, but like you skin your knee or something, but it like hurts, but you laugh. It's weird. I don't know why we do that sometimes.
I guess like a coping mechanism. I guess I was like trying to tell myself like it's okay. No, but I mean, I guess like Zayne kept lighting all of our candles at our house. And I'm like, honey, you're wasting our candles because we cannot smell them. Like, you're
that's how
exactly.
that's how I found out that I couldn't smell. Is we had this really strong candle that we just bought. Like, it was unbelievably strong. And I'm just like, man, we got to buy that candle because it smells so good.
Like a blueberry cobbler or something.
Anyway, so I'm like sitting there in the room and I'm like, blow the candle out. And I'm like, I can't smell this candle. I told her, this candle doesn't smell anymore. She's like, oh my God, you lost your sense of smell. Like, no, I didn't. So I start smelling. I was in denial about it. And I start smelling everything.
Very much in denial.
And I start smelling all my cologne and everything. I'm like, oh my God, I can't smell any of my cologne. Oh man. And then next thing you know, I started getting sick. So I'm like, damn, I got it. But I just was like, I couldn't believe that I couldn't smell. That was the craziest thing to me,
that's how
you can't smell anything.
Yeah, that's how we found out that I probably had it was, I had someone, wow, it smells in here. And I'm like, what? Like, no, it doesn't. It's like, yeah, I think, your daughter might have went to the bathroom. And I was like, no, like, and I like picked her up and I smelled her bottom and I'm like, no, she smells fine. Like, no, she didn't. Like, I would know, like, I'm her mom. And everyone's like, and then I had like other people come into the room and they're like, wow, it smells really bad in here. Like, I think your daughter might have went to the bathroom. And I'm like, what the heck? And I like check and I'm like, oh my gosh, she did go to the bathroom. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't smell. And that's when the whole like laughing hysterical thing happened. And I start like trying to smell like the tequila smelling alcohol hand sanitizer that's like super strong. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't smell this. And it was a good but bad time. But I felt just really like lightheaded. Like I was just like, drained, like hungover. And you're just like out of it, basically. Like I just felt out of it for days. I didn't really get a fever, or if
How
I
long
did,
it last for?
I felt like that for a good 6-7 days.
Like the intense part of it was
intense, and
But
then
like,
it was
you didn't have to go to the hospital. It was nothing super crazy.
No.
Thank God.
So,
seriously.
So you said that you were in. I mean, obviously you were in a coma, but. So they medically induced you into a coma. And how long did that last for?
I was in ICU for almost a month, like just over 3 weeks.
Oh wow!
From December 12th, I didn't get discharged till New Year's.
But were you in a coma that entire time?
Oh, not the coma itself. Probably a week. I'm not really sure exactly. Actually.
Oh wow! And then
I have no idea, but I think probably a week.
Wow. And then
Yeah.
when you came back like out of the coma, you just felt really rough.
Oh no, I thought everything was hilarious. They thought that like they had to call on the psych ward because they thought that I was like not all there.
See, that's the thing that we do. Like, why do we do that? Why do we just laugh at things like that?
I like made friends with all the nurses. I thought everything was super funny. My voice got very high pitched, almost like a little girl. And like, okay, so do you know the movie Benjamin Button?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, like they ask somebody's age or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, you know, I'm 97, but I look a lot younger. I would be, like, quoting things from the Benjamin Button movie. Like, I was just being I just thought I was being funny, but these people thought that I was, like, I have lost my mind.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, dear Lord, we need to help this child.
That's crazy.
Do you feel different now?
That's what I was
like,
gonna
do you
ask.
feel, yeah.
But
Do you feel
that
different
only
after
lasted,
it?
That only lasted like, I don't know, 2 days, I think, and then I came back to kind of normal.
Normal. So
Semi-normal.
you don't feel like
Yeah.
there's something different about you.
Like now
Since
you feel
now?
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a whole team of doctors. I had, you know, cardiologist, cardiothoracic surgeon, pulmonologist. I had to do, like, for this whole last year, I'd always have to be in there in the doctor's office doing checkups. And I had about 12 different medications that I had to be on after the hospital that I had to wean myself off of. So when I left the hospital, I was less than 100 pounds. I was skin and bones, very, very skinny. I had to learn how to walk again, all the things. Like, if you were to meet me now, you'd think that I was just normal. But I went through a lot, like a lot. And it took a while to get the strength back. And they told me because of the pericardial window that I wasn't able to do any kind of ab work or any extreme exercise because I could cause myself to have a hernia. So this whole last year has been a slow build, you know, and just kind of regaining my strength and trying to get back to normal. And my left lung, like where they put the lung tubes in, my left lung doesn't feel completely right. Like I feel like I kind of hit a wall sometimes when that lung is expanding out. So I think I might have some scar tissue damage. But honestly, it's minimal damage in comparison to what it could have been, and I'm very lucky. I'm very, very lucky to be alive.
Oh, that's
Crazy.
man, yeah, very
Well,
crazy.
we're glad that you're all right. That's pretty
Absolutely.
insane, especially to happen so, you know.
It came on so fast and
so
so hard and so
sporadically.
strong. Like, you know, for me to go to the doctor and then to tell me I had strep to then cut to, you know, within a few days flatlining.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened pretty fast.
That's insane.
Man. Yeah. I mean,
Yep. But now, you know, this year there seems to be some light at the end of the tunnel. I'm up for a few different projects. I just read for a series reg on Young and the Restless, and I've got some other film projects coming up, some other voiceover work that I'm doing, and it seems to be picking up now. So I think that, you know, the health is on the mend. Everything is good in that department. Now I can kind of get back to working out in full effect, and work is starting to come back. So it's good. It's good.
that's awesome.
And
I
I have a better perspective on everything
yeah,
now than I did before.
definitely.
And I just feel very grateful.
You
Yeah.
definitely had like you know, with all the quarantining and things kind of already being shut down, you know, you kind of had that time to heal
Recover.
and recover. And
Well, that was the only plus side for me, yeah, because I literally had to take time. So there was no, you know, fear of missing out really on anything for me because
Right.
it really allowed me that time just to say, okay, I can allow my body to heal, and I'm not worried about what else is going on or what all my friends are doing or anything like that. And I could just be, so that was helpful in the healing process for sure.
Yeah, that was
that's good.
gonna be my next question for you. Were there any positives? Obviously, you had a huge negative, and you know the good thing that come out of it was obviously you got to see things in a different way. But were there any positives that you think came out of, you know, the last year for you, other than obviously you know, surviving this devastating situation you were in?
Sure. I think just perspective, you know, just really understanding and, you know, like love the ones that you're with and just be grateful for every day because life is so precious and things can change on the drop of a dime. You know, just to have that perspective and just to have that time to really go inward I think it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, you just never know, and that goes to show you right there. So many people have things happen to them, and it's crazy to see, people like you that have something like this happen, especially when it has to do with COVID, because so many people don't really know how to feel about this whole, COVID-19 situation and what the reality behind it is or how things are. But when they have people who have stories like you do, and it makes you really see the severity behind it and why we should, regardless of what our belief is, be a little bit more precautionary about it, because just being careless when we know that there's something going on could result in something so devastating. Obviously at the time you didn't know because nobody knew that was happening, but now you have all these people playing really very loosely with it and not taking it seriously, and then they end up being hospitalized or something, and it shouldn't take something like that. Especially when you have...
Sure, or bringing it back home to their grandma or somebody who's, more immunocompromised, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, if people don't have a story to kind of grab onto or something that's affected them in a certain way, I think that they treat it a lot differently.
I agree.
Because they think that, oh, it can never happen to me. Like, I'm invincible, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guarantee... I mean, We definitely thought the same way a little bit before. I was like, I don't know how much of this is true or not true. But then seeing and hearing other people's stories, and then like, I'm not going to get sick. And then I got sick. It just goes to show you, like, you have to take the precautionary measures. We have kids and things like that, and we don't want to bring it home to them because you just don't know. We truly don't really know what this is or how it's affecting people, because obviously it's affecting everyone differently, whether you're old, young, male, female, what underlying health issues you have. It doesn't matter. It affects everybody differently. I'm pretty healthy person, and I got sick. So imagine if you're not a very healthy person, what the outcome could be.
Oh, 100%, exactly. You just never know. You just never know. And so, every day is a gift.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. You only get one of them, so you only get one life, one body. You got to take care. You got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how many lives. I'm on my at least second or third probably by now. But
I hear you.
Yeah.
So 2021. It's a new year. Obviously, you've had a good amount of time to recover. And you said you got some new things coming up. So what's in the works for you? What do you got coming up? What are your goals for 2021? What do you hope to see happen out of this year? And what have you seen already that has improved for you so far since last year?
I'm unavail for another job. Auditions are picking up. Like I told you, I'd read for a series reg on that soap, which is great. I would love to book they have some of the DC Comics shows like Doom Patrol, a bunch of others are shooting down in Atlanta right now. I'd love to book a series reg on one of those DC Comics shows. That would be ideal for me for this year. And then, obviously just keep working, keep booking a bunch of other commercial campaigns and print editorial campaigns. And if I'm able to book a series reg on one of those comic book shows, then to do film in hiatus, that is the dream.
That's awesome.
That would be the dream for this year. Yeah, nice. Yeah. And I'm going to develop a white label for a winery for Vasinova Vineyards.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm developing my first wine for that.
That's so exciting.
To be released hopefully like spring, summer this year.
All right, I'm looking forward to my free box of wine.
Yes, absolutely. I'll send you guys.
The name really flows. 100%. The name really flows. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I have I'm an artist, but I have an entrepreneurial soul, so I'm always getting my hands into something.
Yep, I hear you there. I love that. I mean, I feel like that's kind of where it is these days, and over the last few years, you've seen that. I love DJing and acting, but I just have a soul to be an entrepreneur and always be doing something new. It's, I guess, being creative and getting to do all those other things, so.
It's because all of that is so creative, right?
Absolutely.
It's so creative and so rewarding on so many different levels, right?
It is. And it makes you feel good about it, and And I think like creating things, especially like, businesses and stuff, helps other people, and it provides services for other people and things like that. And I think that that's one of the things that is the most important, is being able to share the wealth and do things for other people, because we kind of want to show that how important other people are as well. And I feel like a lot of people forget how important they are, and I like to be able to shed light on that. So
Yeah, and how important it is to have a glass of wine. What brought you into
Maybe
the?
we can all share a glass together one day.
Yeah,
absolutely, next time we're in LA, we'll definitely have to link up.
Absolutely. Mi casa es tu casa.
What made you like obviously because you're an entrepreneur and you are super creative and stuff, but like what made you want oh my gosh, I could make my own wine? Like, have you made your own wine before, or was that just something you were like, you know what, I want to try this?
I don't know. I just had this idea. Look, I would love to have, a chateau in the south of France, but I'm not quite there yet. So I'm going to start with a white label here coming from California, and we'll see where it goes.
Oh, that's a great idea. That's awesome. And like Zayne said, the name definitely flows. So
why not, right? Or
yeah, why not?
Why not?
Oh, definitely, that's funny.
That's great.
Yeah, definitely that. Well, I hope that California is starting to see a little light itself as a whole. I mean, we were out there in October. I was doing some acting stuff out there, and then by the second week in November, they're like, yeah, everything's shut down again. I'm like, what is going on? And then everything I've heard since then is everything's completely.
They're saying hopefully that they think everything will open up by June, but
it's just really hit or miss. It's hit or miss, man.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it's just different states. You don't know what to expect. I mean, like I said, some places, we're in Vegas a lot, and Vegas is kind of opening back up, and then we got some places in Ohio that are open, some places that aren't. Down in Florida, I hear that they don't even care anymore. It's like normal down in Florida. So
everybody! I swear to God, there's been so many people from California moving to Texas and Florida. Those are the spots.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I see everybody I know from LA, Vegas, Ohio, Jersey, everywhere. Everyone's down in Miami. I'm like, why is everybody in Miami? It's because everything in Miami's open. The clubs, the restaurants.
Everything in Miami's open, and the same thing. That's why they're in Tulum as well. Tulum, Miami. Yep.
Oh, I need a vacation ASAP.
After this long winter, we need some sun, right?
Yeah, we do. I had a dream about sun last night. Zayne was trying to get me into the car, and I wanted to stay outside and soak up the sun, and he was like, no, get in the car, we have to go. And I'm like, no, the sun. I'm like dreaming about it. Stop. It's
like
real.
What was that Sheryl Crow song, Soak Up the Sun?
Yes, yeah, I was trying to, he wasn't letting me.
You guys, you might have to plan a trip down to Miami or somewhere exotic.
Yeah. It's in the works.
I've heard Bora Bora's open. That could be nice.
Ooh, yeah.
We're thinking about that for our honeymoon. So.
Yeah, we're getting married October 15th. So.
Congratulations!
Thanks
Appreciate
so much.
it. Yeah,
Where are you getting married?
It's actually in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Because we live close to Kentucky. Covington. There's a pretty nice hotel and event center right next to each other. So we're doing it there, and it's like most of our family is in Ohio or pretty close to the East Coast, so it'll be a little bit more accessible for that. My grandpa, he's like one of our last grandparents left, and he's 93, so I want him to be able to be there. If we did it in Vegas or anywhere else like we wanted to originally, it would be difficult for family to come, so we found a good spot.
Sure.
Hopefully, the worst thing about it is the weather's unpredictable out here. So hopefully, that's the one thing I hate about the Midwest. Being from the West Coast, I've noticed is like at least in other places, there's consistency with the seasons. In Ohio, it literally can be 60 one day, 30 the next. It's just all over the place.
Yeah, Danielle, you said you were from the Midwest?
East Coast.
East Coast. You said East Coast. JK.
I grew up on a farm in Connecticut and then New York City.
Nice. That's awesome.
So I'm very familiar with the weather. Trust me. All the seasons all the things. Yeah,
I'm sure
I get
Connecticut's
it. I
very,
get it.
very
Yeah.
similar.
Oh yeah,
Connecticut's
Very
cold though.
similar.
It's like Boston, right? It's like Boston weather.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's chilly. Well, hopefully you guys when October 15th, you said.
Yep.
Yep.
So hopefully you'll look out. If not, you can always put up tents. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tents and heaters.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll.
tents and heaters.
Everyone, you're
And then escape to Bora Bora, where you'll need none of the above. You'll be
Absolutely.
good to go.
That's the plan. So, we were
Just
actually
as
like,
long as everybody's together, it doesn't matter.
right. Yep. Exactly. Everyone will get a free blanket. That's party
Well, yeah,
favors.
exactly. Well, congratulations, you guys.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
We appreciate it.
Thanks. I'm really excited.
Of course.
Well,
Of course.
we really appreciate you taking the time to tell your story. Like I said,
Oh my God, of course.
yeah, like going through this segment and stuff we're going through, it's important to me to, number one, really have other people get to, tell, who they are and how they got their, how they got going, how they got their start, and how they've been affected by this whole thing, because so many people have been affected in different ways, like being in the entertainment industry. It's really sucked because being a DJ and an actor, I've literally had to sit back and do nothing. And luckily we get to do radio as well. And I love doing this. And I love getting to...
Did you start this show during COVID, or had this been going prior to?
I actually had a show before. And then I stopped doing radio because I was so busy with DJing and film. And I have a TV show. I think I told you about it a little bit, but the TV show is literally consuming my life. So I've been trying to really focus on that. And then we actually bought a gym during the pandemic because my TV show, the whole production had been put on hold. I couldn't DJ anywhere. My tour got canceled. So it's like, well, what are we going to do? So we found a gym that was failing through somebody we knew. We ended up buying the gym. It was a great opportunity for a little while, and then when the opportunity kind of, we made some bad business partner, I guess, just didn't work out, and we wished them the best, but we had to walk away because we didn't see eye to eye, and we saw things going down a negative road. So, once we walked away from that, I kind of went back to my roots of radio, and it's like, well, I still can't really act right now or DJ, but I would love to talk to other people about what they've dealt with, whether they're an actor or a DJ themselves, or whether they're a small business owner or a chef or whatever. There's so many people, and everyone's been affected from the bottom to the top in every way. So I wanted to really do something. So we had this idea to do a podcast and start doing this, and then a radio station I used to work with in Columbus. We happened to be in town, and they're like, hey, you guys want to work with us? But you have to do this many episodes. We're like, oh, all right. So we decided to do it, and then we started booking people, and I started reaching out to people, and so many people are interested in telling their story and kind of how they've been affected. So we're like, yeah, let's do this. Let's roll with it. And now here we are. So, yeah.
Is it a nightly episode or a weekly?
Well, right now it's nightly. So
Okay.
we're doing it Monday through Thursday for 3 weeks. So this is our second week. So this is our last episode for this week. We got 4 next week. And then we are going to go back to our home in Cincinnati, and we're going to be doing it from our house. We have, like I said, we have 2 kids, and we have a lot of other things going on. So to dedicate our time staying in another city for a couple weeks to work with the radio station is fun and all. And luckily, Carlee's mom lives out here, so she gets to spend some time with her grandkids and stuff. So that's great and all. But I would like to get back to my house. So, we're going to start doing it from our house. It'll be more of a maybe 2 nights a week. We're going to do it from then on out. Continue the trend that we're doing it for a little while. And once the whole COVID thing, we kind of fall off with that, we're going to continue to talk to people about their lives. Because, like I said, everyone's got a story to tell. And I want people to be able to tell that story for other people to hear, because it can inspire other people or maybe help other people through the struggles that they may be going through.
Absolutely. It's an effect, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, if you had like a piece of advice for, even myself and other, aspiring actresses and models, what would be like a piece of advice you'd like to share with myself and other aspiring women specifically?
I mean, keep going, live Live in your imagination. Keep reinventing. Keep growing. Surround yourself with people who are like-minded, right?
Yeah.
And just never give up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That definitely. I mean, that's what I've been, trying to share with my listeners, my peers, especially my family. I try and say the same thing to them. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Never give up. That's literally one of my biggest things I say to people. People give up on themselves. They think they can't do it, but the thing is, myself, you, and a lot of other people we know are products of that. If you want it and you push and you go for what you want,
Yep.
you can show it. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. What matters is if you put the work and the drive into it, you can show that anybody can do it. And I think that's, I tell people acting and DJing and doing other things is great. I love doing it. That's what I do as a career. But what I was meant to do was to inspire people and to show people. And I think the longer I'm in this industry and the more I've got to do things, it becomes more apparent to me that that's something that is really important. Is doing what I'm doing, but using it to show other people, like, don't give up on yourself. Don't settle. Follow your dreams, because you can make it a reality if you grab a hold of it and run with it.
Exactly. Just hold to that vision.
Absolutely.
And go for it.
Yeah.
And things are going to mutate, and things are going to change, and you're going to want different things on different days. But ultimately, just hold to that vision and go for it, and know that you can.
Yep, I agree.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
thank you.
We thank you very much for your story and for tuning in and giving us a call. And we'll definitely all get together here in the near future and have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
thank you for your
thank
time,
you.
and you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and you stay safe out there.
All right. You too.
Thanks, Danielle.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. So she had a pretty crazy story. Like I said, I told you that. Yeah, she's a great girl. We got to meet her when we were in Vegas. I don't know. It was like
a couple times ago.
Yeah, a couple times ago, and we hung out and got
Super
to talk.
nice girl, yeah.
But like I said, when you meet people or when you hang out with people, you don't really get to know who they are and get to know them on that level until you get to do things like this. And that's, as we talked about it, why I wanted to create a show again, because I was like, if I'm going to do this, I got to do it the whole way. And if I'm going to bring in guests and stuff, I got to bring in people that can tell stories. It's not just about bringing in celebrities like Danielle and some of the other people we brought in. But the thing is, to have a following is great because we can really get, reach people on another level, and people can really get to hear these stories and see that it doesn't matter where you're at, top or the bottom. Everybody is all the same. We're all related in so many different ways. We all live in this life together. We're all following our dreams, working as hard as we can to get to the next step. We all have struggles, whether it be a life-threatening situation like Danielle went through, or just other issues. We all have depression. We have, family life. We have, financial issues. We have COVID-19 that's affected all of us in many different ways. So just keep in mind that if you're going through something, somebody else probably is going through something very similar, and, you'll get through it. Everything will happen. Everything always works itself out. Don't give up on yourself or give up on a situation because you think, it is what it is. Believe me, myself, even I go through struggles. I worry about things sometimes, and I have my doubts at moments about things, but I have to remember, the reason I'm here, the reason I'm doing what I'm doing, and we have people listening to us and interested in what we're doing is because we don't give up. We keep pushing, even when the times get hard, You have to do the same thing. You have to stay positive and realize that even when things are at their worst or seem like they may not get better, they will. Things will always work themselves out. You just have to work. You have to work hard, and you have to, people want to manifest things and think that they're just going to happen, but you have to put the hard work behind it. If you want something, you can definitely do it no matter what, no matter who you are. But you have to put the work behind it. You got to want it, and you got to go after it. You got to show that you want it, So
Yeah, I definitely liked when Danielle had said specifically, you know, see your vision, like things will change and, but ultimately keep that goal and that vision that you have of your life, keep that, hold on to that and focus on that. It may get blurred at times and stuff, but just remember the vision, the ultimate vision. And I like that. That's, that definitely has resonated with me. And it's okay for those who, don't necessarily have a picture perfect vision in their mind and have a specific goal or end goal, I should say, in mind. But take those baby steps. You reach out one way, you reach out another way, and you take little itty bitty steps that will turn into a larger step, which will turn into a jog. And then you're running, and run full speed ahead, and you'll get there. We'll get there. We'll all get there.
you may not know now what you want to do, and that's perfectly fine. Like I told Carlee when I met her, she didn't know what she wanted to do, and I have kind of helped her mold herself a little bit. Say, what do you want to do? You don't have to know, but like, what are your interests? Like, what do you like? And you got to kind of just figure out what you like within your own time, and then kind of pursue it. Put your hand in a few different places. It's okay to do other things until you figure out what you want to do. But once you figure it out, if you really want that thing to work, you have to go full-heartedly to it, within reason, obviously. There's certain things you can't do or, whatever. But you know what I mean. You really have to grasp it and go after it. And like I said, we're here to talk and help and inspire. And if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to call in while we're here with WDG. We appreciate WDG bringing us in here and letting us do a show here, and we could bring all these great guests in. Anytime we're in the station, you guys can call 614-636-5601 and talk to us right here live. We're on 8 to 9. We got 4 days next week. We have 4 more phenomenal guests coming on. We have Red Cup Nation. They're a national or international DJ duo. They're world-renowned. You can check them out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. There's some big DJs. They work hard, and they're great guys. We know them. They live in Los Angeles currently. They have a great story to tell, and we can't wait to have them tell you their story. We got somebody coming on Tuesday, right? Who do we have coming Tuesday?
Tuesday, I do believe it is... Oh, I'm sorry.
Alex?
Is it Alex? I think it's Alex, yeah.
Oh,
Alex.
no, it's Miss America.
Oh, Miss
Yeah.
America,
We
the
have
title
Miss-
holder.
Yeah, the title holder for Miss
America,
America.
Amanda. I'm really excited to talk to her because I've actually done a pageant before.
Yeah.
So, won. And I was runner-up, but that's okay. That's a different story. And I won't speak negatively on the, people that ran that. But anyways, yeah, that's exciting. So Monday, Red Cup Nation, who actually just recently played at Dahlia about a month ago.
Yeah, they were just in Columbus not long ago. So
Yeah. And then Tuesday is Amanda. Wednesday is
Alex.
okay.
Alex
Yeah.
Kovacs. He is the owner of We Are Villains. Shout out to my boy Alex. We love your
Peep
stuff.
the hoodie.
I got it on right now. I most of the time have his stuff on. So, but anyway, he's the owner of We Are Villains. He's an entrepreneur. It goes to show you when you work hard what you can do, even as a small business. And right now, more than ever, people are supporting small businesses. That's how we keep it going. Big commercial things are great too, but the little guys are the people that are growing right now because we're the ones that are the homegrown, doing things on a different level. So make sure you guys check out We Are Villains. They have great apparel. Awesome. Alex is awesome. He'll be on here to talk and tell his story, how he got to started his company and everything next Wednesday. And then Thursday, we have an international DJ. She's from the UK. Her name is DJ Caper. She's signed with DGI, same as Pauly D and a lot of other people. She tours, does a whole bunch of pretty cool stuff. Right now, she's been doing a lot of live streams and getting a huge reaction from it because there isn't touring or any of that going on. So that'll be pretty awesome. And then we have the week after that, which will be the 4th, we have Our Prophet. He is a 2-time Grammy-nominated hip-hop artist, and he is also a #1 Amazon selling author. So it'll be awesome to talk to him. He went from being a rap artist. He was in Nappy Roots, if anybody knows who Nappy Roots is, big rap group. And he has become an author, and he has, wanted to tell his story through writing. So we'll talk to him about that. And then we have the following week. We're only doing one show that week. And then the following week we have my friend Taylor. And she is an actress and a model. She used to live out here in Ohio. Now she lives in LA. And she actually does her own show and a whole bunch of stuff out there. And we're going to have her come on here and kind of tell her story about how she got from the Midwest out to LA and what she's doing now. She's great. She works hard. And I love to see people succeed and take it to that next level. And then we have, who do we have coming on after that?
Well, my sister actually will be
that
on
next day, right?
Yep, on the Tuesday, the 10th, February 10th. My sister has a phenomenal story. She has recently launched her own brand, and she is
Tattoo artist.
an amazing tattoo artist.
She does all my tattoos. Well, both of our tattoos.
Yeah, she's doing. She'll obviously be finishing my sleeve, which I will be getting soon. Finishing my sleeve, anyways. But yeah, she went through a lot past few years, and my sister's definitely grown, and I'm super excited to see where she goes, and I know that she's going to go exactly where she wants to go in life, and I'm proud of her. So she's sweet too. Like, you guys will really like her. She's really cool. Definitely get to follow her and watch her on her journey and stuff. So I'm excited for you guys to chat with my sister.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be my fave guest.
Yeah, she does awesome tattoos. You can check out my hands. She did. But yeah, so she'll be in here talking about her story and how she got to where she is and the small amount of time she has, and she is phenomenal at doing work. We have a lot of other people coming in too, but you guys will see that as we go. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about what we have up and coming. We have sponsored athletes coming in here, a couple other DJs, the EC Twins, and some other people who do nonprofits.
Yeah, rock band.
A rock band. We Rivals.
Rival.
We met them at Incarceration a couple years ago. Awesome
here
people.
in Columbus.
And then
Nice.
one of our friends from Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. So we got a lot of things in the works, guys. Stay tuned. Check it out. Everybody's got a story, like I said. We can't wait to hear all of theirs. And if you guys are interested in calling in, you have a story to tell, let us know. We'll bring you in, or
We want to hear it. We want to hear what you guys have gone through, what you're going through, what you're doing, what you plan to do. Like, we're people with positive, things that we have going on. We want to push that out there, and we want to hear it. We want other people to hear it. So definitely call in. Let's talk stories.
yeah, and after we leave WDG Studios and we're not doing it here anymore, we'll still be live streaming. We'll be doing it on one of our Facebooks instead, and or we'll have our own created for the Zayne and Carlee project. We'll figure it out, but then we'll still be putting up on all of our streaming apps. So running out of time for the day, so make sure you guys check us out on Instagram, the Zayne and Carlee project. My personal page, Zayne Richard Simpson. Carlee's clothing company, Kutched. You can check that out on Instagram as well. You could check out the Zayne and Carlee project. Sorry, my throat. You can check us out on YouTube under the Zayne and Carlee project. It'll be under my page. And you can also check it out on ZayneRichardSimpson.com under videos, the Zayne and Carlee project. We're on all major streaming apps, Spotify, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, everything. And more importantly, we're on Anchor, or the Anchor app, Anchor.fm. You guys could check it out. It's a great place to do podcasts if you want to learn to do your own. No minimum listenership, and you can make money. It's free to download. Check it out, guys. That's all the time we have for today. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys tune in on Monday. We'll be in here with Red Cup Nation, and can't wait to hear the story that they have to tell.
Yeah, we're super excited. Thanks so much, guys. And we look forward to seeing you, hearing you, and all the above. See you Monday. Love you all.
Peace out.
Bye.
Walked up in the building, liking what I see. A lot of fine women, man. We just met this little cutie, representing Philly. Before the party's over, we getting kinda naughty. Show love to my dog, show love to my crew. And if I buy you a drink, you know I rocks with you. Hey yo, that's my DJ, rocking it up on the stage. Hand me the mic, dog. This is what I'll say. Turn the lights out, turn the music up. If you came to party, man, get your hands up. Turn the lights out, turn the music up. If you came to party, baby, get your hands up. Turn the lights out, turn the music up. If you came to party, player, get your hands up. Turn the lights out, turn the music up. If you came to party, girl, get your hands up. DJ, hit the lights. Hit the lights, lights, get the lights, lights. Turn the lights, get the lights, man, we about to get the lights. Lights, hit the lights, lights, get the lights, man. Get the lights, lights, get the lights, man, we about to hit the lights. One more for the money, two more for the show, three more for the people. DJ, here we go. Put the guns down, drinks all around.